Hello. Oh my god, my voice. Hello? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Superfan Sessions where we unpack Big Brother each week. I'm your host, Sissy, and we have a lot to cover this week, so let's just get right on into it. So, the first thing we need to talk about is obviously the elephant in the room, Miss Cirie Fields, a Survivor legend. I never saw an episode of Survivor in my life, but apparently she played Survivor 4 times, and she's the best player to never win. So, it's giving Janelle. It's giving a little bit of Janelle. But Cirie Fields is in the house as the 17th house guest. Now, like I said in my first podcast episode, Jared, who is a Big Brother 25 contestant, is actually Cirie's son. So Jared and Cirie are going into this game as a mother-son duo that they're trying to keep secret. However, we saw from the second episode, and actually at the end of the first episode, that Izzy knows, because Izzy's a really big Survivor fan and she stalks Cirie on all social medias, which I think is really translating into the Big Brother house because of how much Izzy is obsessed with Cirie. But Izzy knows about Jared and Cirie. So those three are in a little bit of an alliance. I don't know if this is their official title, but everyone on Twitter calls them the Fields family because Izzy really acts like Cirie is her mother, which honestly I think is hysterical. So that's just one little part, but this house, it's only been a week and this house has been going, like, this cast is gaming. They did not come here to play. Well, they literally came here to play, but like, they didn't come here to mess around. They did not come here to make friends. Like, this cast is gaming like crazy. So we're going to go over the alliances. There's so many, like, it's crazy. I mean, the house is like pretty much split, which is cool. But first I'm just going to go over like a little recap of the week. So, Riley won HOH. The competition was a little balance beam challenge, which we've seen on Big Brother multiple times before. So Riley won that with an impressive 16 seconds. I actually thought that was pretty good. So like, good for her. So Riley had the option to take down 2 nominees because in the first episode, they had 4 different competitions, and whoever was last in each competition was automatically nominated, which was new. They've never done that before. Usually first comps are HOH comps, but it was a nomination comp. But you know, Big Brother 25, expect the unexpected. So the 4 that were on the block were Felicia, Kirsten, Jared, and Corey. So Riley's job was to take down 2 of those. So she took down Jared and Corey and left Miss Felicia and Kirsten on the block. Hisam won the power of veto, and there was a little bit of should we backdoor Luke going on. Unfortunately, that did not happen, but fortunately, Luke is out of the game for saying a racial slur, which is absolutely inappropriate, and I'm glad Big Brother took the right actions there and took him right out of the game. That was very disappointing to see someone say that on live television, and I'm glad that he is now gone. But Hisam did not use the power of veto, and Miss Felicia and Kirsten were left on the block. And last night, Kirsten unfortunately left the game, and I was sitting there thinking, oh, there's going to be a battle back for sure. Julie's not going to tell her any information because she's going straight to sequester, and there's going to be a battle back. And then Miss Julie Chen Moonves said, oh my god, Jared and Cirie are mother and son. And I said, oh, there's no battle back. So mayhaps a jury battle back, because I feel like there has to be battle back in this season. Anyways, so that's what happened in the week, but now we really need to go over the alliances and the dynamic of the house. So the house is honestly pretty much split between the professors and the handful. So we have a few like floaters in there who are like kind of part of the alliances, but kind of just like around. I would say Corey is our biggest, like, where is he? I don't really know where he is on the episodes, and like in the feeds it seems that he's in the Handful Alliance, but he's on like the outskirts of their alliance. So the Handful Alliance is Riley, Matt, Jag, Blue, and Cameron. I am going to be doing a ranking of the house guests at the end of this episode, but just know Cameron is at the very bottom. I do not like Cameron at all. Cameron has been acting very strange towards Riley. He keeps saying that she reminds him so much of his daughter, and like, it's weird behavior. It's really weird behavior, and Riley's just been like sobbing all the time, and he's just like, he's treating her very odd. So I definitely do not like Cameron. And there is actually a video of Izzy crying, saying how much she hates Cameron, and Felicia just laughs in her face. It's so funny. I'll see if I can insert that here. If I can't, then sorry to the people. Okay, so that's the Handful: Riley, Matt, Jag, Blue, and Cameron. They seem to be solid. Riley, Jag, and Blue are like a trio within that Handful, and Riley and Jag have a final two. They're like truly each other's like people. So that's who the Handful is. And then on the outskirts of that are Corey and America. And then on the other side of the house, we have the Bye Bye Bitches or the Professors. I think their name is kind of interchangeable. I personally love the Bye Bye Bitches, but I think they're more going by the Professors now. So that is Cirie, Felicia, Micole or Mimi, Izzy, Bowie Jane, and Heisem. And I think they also brought Red into that group. So it's very, very split right now. Jared is completely in the middle. The Handful trusts him, but obviously Cirie is his son, and Cirie and Jared have been going back and forth, giving each other everything they know, all the information they know. So I think that's a really good dynamic in a house like this. Like, I personally, if I ever played Big Brother, I would want to kind of have the same gameplay, like have a final two who's in a completely different side of the house and just relay information to each other. I think that's such a good way to play the game. And especially if no one knows about it, because like I said, Izzy's the only one that knows about Cirie and Jared, and Izzy and Cirie have been like inseparable. And I'm so interested to see how this plays out, because obviously Cirie's gonna have to cut Izzy at one point, especially if it comes down to like her and Jared. So it's been such a hectic week in the house. Currently I feel like Izzy is one of my favorite people in the house right now. I wouldn't say players, but definitely one of my favorite people, because she's so chaotic, and it's so interesting to watch her on feeds. And like, I don't know, maybe she is one of my favorite players too, because she like just tells it straight to your face and she doesn't want to hear any bullshit, and it's so refreshing to see that, instead of like just having people hide behind their alliances that are clearly there. Izzy's like, girl, shut up. Like, so I think that's really interesting. Now I want to get into my predictions about the house guests, because in my last episode, it was fully just like the first cast reveal. I did not know these people. I was fully judging a book by its cover. Now, after being with them for like a week and a half, I can tell you about my real thoughts. So my initial thought of America is that she would be a floater in a showmance. I still think she's a bit of a floater, but she also was the one who kind of implemented the thought that Kirsten should stay, which I was really grateful for, because I think that it honestly would have been a good play for Kirsten to stay because she was like a lone agent and the handful could have picked her up easily if she stayed, but America was unfortunately the only one to see that. But I can't see her really being in a showmance. I mean, again, I think it's still early. People are still building these connections, but I feel like she's really bad bitch girl boss, and honestly, she's become one of my favorites on the season, which I did not expect at all. So, I've really been liking her so far, and she is a super fan. She watches feeds too, so I'm like, I gotta root for the super fan. I gotta. Next we have Blue. I thought Blue was gonna be a puppet master. That's not happening, I fear. That is not happening. Her, Jag, and Riley are really like the big three. I think they think they're the big three of the Big Brother house. They just are doing anything and everything to keep each other safe and not really branching out. I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed by Blue. Again, like I said, we still have a ton of time. But, I don't know. I expected more from her, and I'm not seeing that so far, so I'm hoping that she steps up her game a little bit. I said that Bowie was going to be a first boot. Obviously, she was not. And I said if she's not, she'll float to jury by being on the outskirts of alliances. And I honestly still think that's very valid because, like I said, Bowie is in the Professor's Alliance, but I also feel like she is very much on the outskirts of that because within the Professor's Alliance, there's also an alliance called the Brown Sugar Babes, which is Cirie, Jared, Mimi, and Felicia. And I feel like that's more of a like secretive alliance, and I feel like they are very much loyal to each other. And Bowie is not in that at all. And even within the Professors, I feel like Bowie's just kind of there. She's not really an asset to anyone's game. I said Cameron is definitely going to be with the bros, and he might be a comp beast. So Jared, oh my god, hello. Cameron is kind of with the bros. I mean, the bros, quotes, of the season is kind of the handful. And he's definitely with them. But I was pleasantly surprised because I thought Luke and Matt would automatically like come into the house and make a bro alliance, but that literally didn't happen, and Matt actually did not like Luke. And let me tell you, Matt had instincts because girl. So that's Cameron. I said Corey was gonna have Ian vibes, definitely smart. And I can see him going far if he plays his cards right. I still 100% agree with this. Corey has become one of my favorite house guests. Like literally within the past like 2 days, I've been loving Corey recently. Like, he just stepped his game up, and like I'm so excited to see him start playing because I feel like in the first week he was kind of just a free agent like floating around, but I'm ready to see him play. I'm ready to see him make some moves. I mean, in one of his DRs he said that he needs to get Cirie out, but I want to see them work together so bad. Basically the whole house has been against Corey this entire week because they're like, he's a snake. Mind you, he's been sitting around doing absolutely, like, he's been sitting. Mans has been breathing. And they're like, I hate this bitch. Especially Hisam. Hisam hated Corey for like 3 days. He was like, I hate that bitch. Get him away from my face. Now they're kind of in their enemies to lovers era. And Hisam is, well, the last time I checked BB Twitter, which was like 10 minutes ago, Hisam is trying to feel Corey out. So I'm excited to see where that relationship goes. But Corey is becoming very near and dear to my heart. Next we have Felicia. I said Tiffany vibes, everyone's mother. Literally so real and true. I also said funny DRs. I honestly haven't seen her funny DRs yet, but she's so funny in the house. Queen of breaking her microphone 4 times in 4 days. She is just so funny, and I really like her. And like I said, everyone's mother, but also Tiffany vibes, because Tiffany was everyone's mother, but she was also like a strategic queen. And Felicia has been the one to like create the Professor's Alliance, I believe. That's what the episode showed. I didn't see feeds for that little ordeal, So I don't know if that's what happened, but based on the show, the edited show, that's what it looked like. Because Felicia was the one to like realize the handful were all in this together. I said Heisem, I can see him being a low-key comp beast. Girl, he's not a low-key comp beast. He's a high-key comp beast. He was second in the first HOH competition. He won the first veto. And spoiler alert, if you don't want to know about upcoming episodes that have not aired yet, don't listen to this next part. But Heisem did just win the second HOH of the season. So he is truly pulling out that comp beast mode. I said that he was going to be aligned with Felicia, and guess who was right? Me, babes. Me. Oh my god. For Izzy, I said she was going to be a major floater. That is not happening. Izzy is going up to everyone, asking them their game. Like, people are going to Izzy. Cameron went to Izzy the other day and just exposed the entire other side of the house. Like, Izzy is so interesting. Like I said, one of my favorite people this season. She's so chaotic and so interesting to watch. Like, I've been eating her up. I won't lie. I've been eating her up. Next we have Jag. I said he's going to have really good gameplay. Unfortunately, him and Blue, like I mentioned before, have been disappointing me. I did say that they would be aligned together, him and Blue, and I was correct about that. So, slay. I said if Jared's mom taught him anything, he'll very likely be the winner. But now that I know that Cirie, Jared's mom, is in the house, I don't know. That's going to be super interesting to see play out, because I think Jared and Cirie could go far. But if it's final two, I feel like Cirie's taking that win. Because... But then again, Jared has been playing both sides of the house, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I said Kirsten could possibly be final three. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Unfortunately, Kirsten was first boot, bro. I'm really upset about that. Because she did not have first boot vibes at all. I said possibly final three. She was not giving first boot vibes at all. But you know what they say, expect the unexpected. I'm not going to be speaking on Luke. Matt, I was so wrong about. Like, when they say don't judge a book by its cover, they mean it, because I thought Matt was going to be like a bro. I thought he was going to be aligned with Luke. But I did say I think he'll surprise us and be really good at memory comps. We haven't really seen a memory comp yet, so I don't know if he'll do that. But I thought Matt was going to be a typical, like, bro, dumb surfer dude. But honestly, he seems like such a sweetheart, and he's so humble, and you know, he is deaf, and Big Brother has not been accommodating him at all, and I think that's extremely disappointing to see as a viewer, and hear him talk on the live feeds about how even the house guests like don't really include him in conversations. He can't really hear in big groups of people, and it's really sad to see him just kind of like try his best to fit in when he can't really hear anything that's happening. But I know Kirsten made a point before she left to let him know what was happening in group conversations, which was really awesome, and I'm really sad that she had to go, because I know that he appreciated that, and I know that Izzy also makes a point to look him directly in the eyes when she's having a conversation with him, so he can hear her better, which is really nice. But it is really sad to see that CBS and Big Brother have not accommodated him at all. So, CBS and Big Brother, if you're listening to this, step it up, y'all. If you're going to cast a deaf house guest, don't just do it for the diversity. Like, put some effort in there and accommodate him. Moving on. We have Mimi. I said she was going to be in a girlies alliance. That hasn't happened yet, but there's still time. I said a possible final three and even winner. I can still see that. I think she's playing a really underground game right now. No one really has her on their radars, but I think towards the middle or end of the game, she's going to pull out some crazy moves and be like a queen strategist. So I'm really interested in seeing that. I said for Red that if he's not the first boot, then he's going to float really far. I said possibly aligned with Felicia and Heisem, which is correct. I can still see Red floating far. No one really has him on their radars. Honestly, he doesn't seem like a big threat. He doesn't really seem like he's going to be a king strategist. He's just kind of there. He's even on the outskirts of his own alliance, so I don't know. And lastly, Riley. I said she's definitely going to be in a showmance, and she's going to be the crier. I was right about the crier. She certainly is the crier. She was the first HOH, which I was surprised about. And apparently when Riley won, she said this is for the girls, but then told everyone, I'm confident in myself as a woman to not be in an all-girls alliance, and I did not like that at all. Because I'm a feminist, and for her to just be like, I want to work with strong dudes. I was like, girl, don't you want to see a woman win this game? Like, there's been so many men. I just want to see a woman win Big Brother, like last year. But I was right. She is definitely the crier of the season. So going into this week, like I said, if you don't want any spoilers, just stop watching. But going into this week, Heisem is the HOH. I don't know too much information yet, but it's looking like Riley and Cameron are his targets, with a possible Matt backdoor if any of those come off the block. So that will be very interesting to see. I don't really like Riley or Cameron, so if they get out this week, I'll be extremely happy. I do like Matt, though, so I'm a little bit sad if Matt is the one on the block. So now I'm going to do my house guest ranking. Okay, so I will not be including the people that are no longer in the house, but my ranking as of now. Miss Cirie is number 1. Like I said, I never watched Survivor, but I think she's funny. I think she's charismatic. I think she's already playing such a great game. Everyone seems to trust her, which is a crazy thing to pull off if you've been on Survivor 4 times. For everyone in Big Brother to trust you within the first week is crazy, and to not have a huge target on your back. So she's number 1. Number 2 right now is Corey, y'all. I love Corey. I don't know what it is. I'm really enjoying Corey. And I hope he can go far in the game. I hope people don't continue to target him for no reason. I really like Corey. Next we have Izzy. Izzy is so chaotic. She's giving us entertainment. She's just giving. Like, she is giving. Next we have Miss Felicia. I think she is hysterical. She's also giving us entertainment. She's giving us strategy. She's giving us mother. Next I have Mimi. I really think that she's playing a good game right now, and I'm really interested to see how that goes. I also really like her as a person. I think she's been doing a really good job of connecting with the house guests, which is always a good thing to do. She has a good social game. Next we have America. Like I said, I'm really starting to like America. She's really slaying this season, which I did not expect at all. So I hope that she stays that way and doesn't disappoint me. Next we have Matt. Like I said, I think he's such a sweet guy. I haven't seen him make any big game moves yet. I think that would be super interesting to see him do that. But really, he's just this high in the ranking because I just like him as a person. Next we have Jag. Jag was one of my preseason favorites, and it's so sad to see him so far down, but it's just his like ride or die with Riley. Like, he's not breaking that anytime soon, and I don't really like Riley, and I feel like having that attachment to her is not going to be good for his game. Next we have Blue. Again, basically the same reason. She's another preseason favorite, and I'm so sad. Like, she was my girl, and I'm so sad that she's not my girl anymore. But again, it's the same thing. It's the ride or die with Riley and Jag that everyone knows about. Like, it's not looking good for her game. Next, we have Jared. Jared's kind of messy. Like, I feel like he's gonna give up his secret of Cirie being his mom. When Kirsten was evicted last night, he was like, oh yeah, like, my nickname at home is this. And someone was like, oh, that's crazy. That's what Cirie's son's nickname is. So I feel like he's getting messier and messier. And honestly, Izzy's more likely to keep his secret than he is. Next, we have Hisam. Hisam is a hater. He is just a hater. I feel like he hated Corey for no reason at all. I hope they showed that in one of the episodes because he was such a Corey hater for no reason. And Corey's my number 2, so. Next, we have Bowie. I have no problems with her. She literally just has been giving nothing for me, to be honest. She's giving Australian accent, but other than that, she's not giving. I'm sorry, Miss Bowie Jane, but like, step it up, love. Next, we have Riley. I think it's just the whole, I think it's just the whole, I want to work with strong men. I'm confident in myself as a woman that I don't need to work in an all-women's alliance. Like, who asked though, babes? I just didn't like that comment from her. Next, we have Red. He's also giving absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, but like, it's not giving for me. It's not giving. He's boring. He doesn't really give entertainment. He doesn't give strategy. He doesn't give gameplay. He just gives red. So. And then last and least, we have Cameron. I don't like him. That video of Izzy crying and being like, I hate him. She's just like me for real. I just don't like him. He gives really odd vibes, and I really hope that if Hisam does target him this week, that he's going out the door. So I will see you guys next week. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the next week of Big Brother.
There has to be some bits and pieces that we between me and you. It's like, I hate that I can't hate him.